happy to be here at AWFS 2017. My partner here, Jonathan Saucier, will be helping us in the demonstration of our production coach software. This software technology is part of what I would consider a group of technology for manufacturing execution. So today we'll be covering things such as planning, sorting, tracking, kitting, staging, and shipping. How to help us be able to achieve manufacturing results very, very efficiently. During this demonstration, we'll begin in the office applications for how we can bring in an order from existing softwares, whether that's a Microvom, a Cabinavision, a WoodCAD-CAM, or other kinds of sources, and to be able to efficiently do the things that we need to be able to manage that process. We will travel around, and eventually we'll make it to assembling of cabinetry and eventually shipping. So I'm going to begin here in the office station. At this office station, I have a feature to be able to import a work order from a system. In this case, it happens to be from WoodCAD-CAM. And so once I have imported the work order into the system, it's now available. Whatever I select on the left-hand side displays for me in the upper section the deliverable items, the cabinets, countertops, those kind of things. The system was made to be able to automatically filter the items that you wanted loose within the order, whether that's be adjustable shelves, poles, or whatever it is, and can automatically create kits and labels for those items. I'm going to begin by adding some supplemental data to this work order. Things that a CAD-CAM might not know, such as delivery date or install date. And in this particular case, I'm going to choose a methodology of back scheduling, and I'm going to add a monetary value to this order. Now that I've done these things, I want to kind of begin the process of understanding, following the principles of Industry 4.0, and via the Internet of Things, we're able to help you achieve a paperless factory. So in this case, we're using technology from Dropbox to manage all of the documents and paperwork that normally would be associated as travelers for the work order. We also are utilizing the Google Calendar in order to be able to help you with the process of planning, scheduling, and evaluation of capacity. So, at first in this view, we're looking at a factory-wide view of what's been scheduled for work orders. So each of these represent individual work orders. If you notice the legend in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, you'll see that it shows all of the stations that I have set up on my system can be customized for whatever naming that you want or coloring. So it makes it easy for me to see that these orders, being gray, have made it through panel processing. These that are yellow have been through sorting. The orange has been through assembly as well. Not only can the Google Calendar be extended to the internet on any smart device, we can also have it so that it's only relevant to specific users or processes. So now we're looking at panel processing. Also, if I would like, I can highlight one or more date ranges and to be able to see how that it's measuring up against our production goals, whether by sheets, parts, products, or dollars. So, while we're here, I want to go ahead and to generate at this time a packing list. Now, it would be really nice if we could always just ship whatever it is in a work order, but oftentimes we need more flexibility. So I said this order that we imported, I want all those things, but I'm going to unselect some of the items, and I'm going to add an item from another work order just as an extreme example of how powerful that the release management is. I'm going to give it a packing list name and add it to the system, so now we can see what is involved in our packing list. From here, even though we're at this same PC, I want us to emulate that we're actually moving to the factory. And so here, at the very first production cell, whether that be a nested-based router or a panel saw, we want to do what is called a print to scan. At this point, there are no parts or barcodes really to be working with. We're dealing with sheets that need to be busted up before we have these. So, what am I able to do? I would be able to scan the first barcode, and so the system would know the exact date and timestamp when the work order began. When I'm finished running the work order, I could scan the second barcode. And what that's going to do, and I'm going to emulate here since I cannot scan on screen in this environment, that the status of the work order is changing to making its way through panel processing. As a result, we now have a visualization to be able to see the results of where we are at this point. If there were anything that we're missing from it, we could click that button and see where it is to be able to track it down as well. Now that we have completed this first example on the screen, I want you, if you would, to divert your attention to the highest screen level, and Jonathan will be helping us. At AWFS, we're simulating two mobile carts. In the cart that we're looking at here, we're going to be sorting of doors and drawer fronts. So what Jonathan's going to do is simply scan a part label, and it's going to flash red on the bin, number 5 in that case, and now 6 to put it in. So without having to know about the cabinet business or construction methodologies or really anything, it's very easy and fast to be able to scan and to be able to accomplish this. Obviously, here at the show, we're running a very small batch. But let's say, as an example, in a real production environment, we might be batching 35 cabinets. Let's say that there's 10 parts for each one. That would be 350 parts in a haystack, probably grouped by some kind of like parts that have to eventually make their way into being sorted by a product. He's now going to begin by sorting of one of the first part labels. If you notice on the screen, what has popped up is a message to say, go get rack A. This is a very small order that can fit into this rack. If it was that 35 cabinet order, it would have said something like, go get rack A, B, and C, or ADF, because we know which racks have consumed or still have items in them or not. So as he continues scanning, I want to ask you to step out into the aisle for just a moment, and we're going to look at another screen, which is here. What this is doing for us is it is actually synchronizing the other two sorting screens. So we want to make sure that we have all the doors and drawer fronts as well as all of the cabinet parts before this turns green, because this would be what assembly would have as information to know that they can safely begin assembly because all of the parts are available for it. Normally, in a manufacturing environment using mobile cart technology, you would be pulling from the back of the sorting cart, loading from the front and pulling from the back. For this limited demonstration, Jonathan is going to pull from the front. So now we see from the legend, green is good, it's ready to assemble. So we're going to start pulling parts from the bin. So at our assembly table, as we start adding these parts, and I scan any one of the part labels, what it's going to do is change this screen and create a visualization. Notice the message that comes up. In the bin 5 of the mobile door rack D. So now Jonathan knows exactly which doors that need to be brought to the assembly table for this cabinet. Here the system rendered a 3D of this cabinet, and I now have full capabilities to be able to move things around, to be able to hide parts to see inside. I can select on a part and see its position within the cabinet. I can even drill into the details to be able to see the machining information for any part. Also, while we're here, it would be easy to select a button and to create a damaged part alert and to give it a reason why. If you notice the monitor that Jonathan is near, a pop-up alert for that warning message is going to appear. And in the warning center, Jonathan has the ability then to take corrective action about having that part remade, if appropriate, for this work order. Now it will be tracking back through the system. Notice also that the status of this changed now to assembled, and we now have a product labeled at printed. Let me scan one more from a different product. Now we'll see that we have a different item being shown. We now have a product label for it. Here at AWFS, we don't have the room or the time to assemble all of the cabinets, and so I'm going to go peel off the product labels that we now have generated for this packing list. As a result of that, I'm coming back over to what is the shipping station, and I'm going to open up the packing list that was created earlier. We can make changes to it or whatever we need. As I scan onto the truck, any one of those barcodes, we will see that the status has changed to shipped, and we get a positive affirmation, okay, because this item was part of the packing list. I'm going to scan one more. And so now we will see that that item has been shipped as well. Just so that you know, the system helps you not only doing things right, but keeps you from doing them wrong. If I scanned a barcode of something that had already been done, it's going to tell me that the product has already been scanned. If I am trying to scan something that's not part of the packing list, it's now going to give me also affirmation and let me know that that's not part of this packing list. The end result is we're able to click on report to be able to see the bill of lading for this, and we can now easily see that of the 17 items in this work order, we have now scanned 2 of them onto the truck. The purpose is, of course, to make sure that we manufacture in a efficient kind of way and that we always ship what we intend. The final screen that I want us to take a look at is called the Business Intelligence Dashboard. There's a number of things and metrics that this is measuring for us in a live way to look at your factory. I can now see the status of all of the work orders that are in the system. We're measuring the quality of the products you're putting out, how many of the damaged parts and that kind of stuff, and also the percentage of jobs being shipped in full, as well as one of the most important things, helping you view and understand better your business and how to achieve a balanced workflow. As a result, we want to help you have the lowest amount of WIP and the greatest amount of throughput. We want to make sure that we don't have any bottlenecks or at this very same time run out of work between operations. I just want to thank you for your time here at AWFS.